Hi, and thank you for watching my curriculum night video. I'm Audrey Perry, and I teach 8th grade science. And this is just some stuff about me. I've been at Washington Middle School for my entire career, which is now, this is my 17th year here. I have a bachelor's in genetics, which I get to teach about, so I'm super excited. And I hold 2 master's degrees currently, and I'm working on a third in environmental science. So hopefully lots and lots of good knowledge for me to share with students. And I have 3 boys, one of whom is now a 6th grader at Washington. There are coworkers here that remember me pregnant with him, so it's just all weird for everyone. And I'm also sometimes referred to as the snake lady. I do have a pet snake in the class that most students love, so you may hear about him from time to time. His name is Lando. This is my Schoology page, or a screenshot of my Schoology page. You will see links to FOSS there. If you want to browse any of the modules that we will be studying this year, please click this. This is a hyperlink in Schoology, and there's the password and username that will get you in there. This is a link to my welcome letter. A lot of what I'm going to cover in this little video here is also written up in that welcome letter, so you can read some of that. And if anyone is trying to email me and doesn't want to have to look up my email address, there's a link to email me also on the banner of my Schoology page. So hopefully that will all be useful. As far as what we're going to be teaching about this year, we start the year with life science. About half of the school year is life science. It's populations and ecosystems. There are 2 versions of populations and ecosystems, and then there's heredity and adaptation, which was a part of Pop Eco that they decided to make better. And there's all these different looking buttons in FOSS, but they're all the same subject, really. And that's populations and ecosystems begins with ecosystems broadly. We'll get more and more specific as we look at different populations. Their population dynamics, so like what makes populations increase in number, what makes them decrease in number or go extinct, how do they adapt to change in their ecosystem, which we'll also get into the genetic piece of it, which is what I really, really, really love teaching about. It's so much fun. And evolution. If you look at this whole thing over a much, much broader time scale, how does one species become another species, and so on. So there's some Earth history embedded in there too, as we kind of look at the fossil record. Right around February, we switch gears and jump to gravity and kinetic energy, which is a physics kit. That's about 2 months worth of material. We look at forces and motion and the energy wrapped up in those motions. So that's probably the most hands-on part of the school year. We do a lot of observational studies in Pop Eco and in planetary science, which is what we end the year with. But most of the hands-on science is going to be during the gravity and kinetic energy part of the year. I'm trying to move my face out of the way of all of the stuff and things on my page. Anyhow, planetary science. I love planetary science. We will cover the Earth-Sun system, day and night and seasons, the Earth-Sun-Moon system, where we talk about moon phases and eclipses and what's going on that causes all of those phenomena. And then we'll push into the broader solar system, look at how that's arranged, how it behaves. And there's some great stuff in FOSS on exoplanets and how we look for life on in other worlds. Unfortunately, it's not on the state tests, and we seldom have time for it in class. So if you really want to, if you're interested in that stuff, check out that FOSS link that I alluded to a minute ago. And just talk to me after school, because I would love to talk to you about that kind of thing. It's fascinating to me. Grades. This is also in my parent letter. This is the grade scale that you'll see in Skyward. You'll notice there are no B's in this. If students are meeting standard or exceeding standard, it all shakes out to the same letter grade, which is an A. 75% would be like a 3 out of 4, and that's meeting standard. 4 out of 4 is exceeding standard. Both percentages get you an A. A 2 out of 4 would be like a score you'd get on a test, which would be approaching standard. And that's 50% in Skyward, so you'll see that falls kind of into the C range. If you're almost meeting standard, like really super close to meeting standard, you'd have a C+. But if you're getting more and more tests that are in the 1 and 2 range, and your average dips to 35% or below, that would be an incomplete in this course, and you have a lot of ground to make up. But we don't like students to be stuck with grades that don't show that they're meeting standard, or that who are confused about stuff. So in a minute, I'll talk about how to improve on any work, but 80% of the overall grade is based on tests, 20% on the day-to-day stuff. And in Skyward, you'll also see a little thing about evaluation, which is just formative assessments. They're great feedback, but they don't affect students' grades directly. Effort assignments are graded on completion more so than right answers. I want to make sure that students are thinking. So even if their answers are wrong, if they showed me that they were thinking and engaging with the material, they'd get a 1. A 0 would be if they didn't finish it or they didn't turn it in at all. I mentioned already about the 4-point scale. That's what you'll see tests graded on. And grades sync automatically from Schoology. I will be putting everything into the Schoology gradebook, and then it will sync to Skyward. So unless there's a sync lag, the two platforms should say the same thing. Schoology, I think, is a little bit better because it will be more up to date, and there are links to the assignments and the resources in there. So if you see something that's causing a grade to not be so good, you can actually get right to the stuff that relates to it. So I like that about Schoology a lot. If you're going to improve any work, which you can improve, pretty much everything in this course can be improved. Effort assignments, if it's incomplete or missing, it's a 0, but you can turn it in late or finish it for full credit. There are no late penalties, though it does really help me if you email me if you do that, because otherwise I might not know that there's something new in there for me to check. If it's a test, anyone not meeting standard can retake. There is an upper limit on the score you can get on a retake, which is that 3 out of 4. So it's really worth it to prepare ahead of time. And if you are going to do a retake, I really want to make sure that it's worth the effort. So I will require that students turn in missing work from that unit before retaking it. And that's pretty much it. I wanted to keep this as short and sweet as possible. So if you have any questions, please email me. If you prefer the phone, I can give you a call. Just let me know that you want to talk to me, and I'm happy to go into any of this in greater detail. So thank you so much. Hope to speak with you soon. Take care.